You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Chief Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's The Musketeers After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's The Musketeers After Show.
Oh, too late.
Did we get it?
No, we're late again.
Darn it.
Always on the dang dime beat. Hey guys, what's up and welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV, your one and only spot for after show entertainment.
I tried so hard.
We even listened to the song before the show started so we could try to get the hey right.
It's not gonna happen ever.
We've got a few more episodes because we were on episode 6
Wow.
of The Musketeers. We've
Already?
got 4 more besides this one. This is the Exiles. I'm your host, Ryan Hooks, coming to you live today here at AFTERBUZZ. We apologize for being a day late and $1 short, but due to people being out of town, Comic-Con, traveling all over the world,
You're busy.
it's just Kate Aquillano and myself today.
Hi, guys.
Got
I hope
Nick
we
and-
don't disappoint.
Hey, when you look at your face, there's no disappointment there.
Oh, my God.
Nick in the booth, dropping the 1s and 2s. Welcome to the team. What? Okay, so The Musketeers, episode 6, The Exiles. Also, first off, Yale Teagle, we miss you. Lizard Maui, hope you're
We
better.
really miss
Miss you
you.
too.
Come back to us.
We'll see you guys next week.
For sure.
They'll be back. All right, so The Exiles. What did you think this week of the episode? The
I
Exiles?
really liked this episode. Of
Me
course,
too.
it's still procedural, but last week I thought there wasn't enough like going on in the episode, but this one you had like the king's mother in town, you had the whole thing with Aramis and Agnes, you had Constance getting into the mix, so I liked how much was going on within the procedural
So aside
landscape.
from the procedural politics, we also have an emotional development in this, I think. Just everything, like the whole show. There was like politics, and there was like,
Yeah.
you know, family lines, and
I feel like that comes up a lot though.
Well, I feel like it was more this week than ever
yeah,
before.
because the mom was in town?
Well, just everything.
Yeah.
Like you said, with Agnes and Aramis
I
and the
know.
mother and the Queen Mother. I don't know.
She was sketchy.
I just really liked this episode also.
good. It was good.
It was definitely one of my favorites to date.
It kept my attention for sure.
For sure. I wish there was more fighting as always.
They had a little bit.
They did, and they had Constance throwing down.
Loved it. Loved that scene.
Aramis is singing to the baby.
I love when
and-
Aramis is like has the baby and he's like, switch, you know, like switch. She's like, I got this.
Aramis, shut up. You just sit over there and
You just look pretty in the corner.
be the manny and hold the baby. I got this.
I got it. And she did.
She threw down.
I know. She became really good at swords really quickly.
Like 2 weeks, yeah.
She's like, done. I could take on Vincent, like a seasoned soldier. No problem.
Well, it wasn't Vincent. This is a random soldier, but same thing. Still, it was one of his peeps.
That were probably pretty well trained.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this to me has been definitely one of the better episodes.
For sure.
Okay, so let's talk about it.
Okay.
So did you know that there's a little story out there called The Man in the Iron Mask,
I might have seen it.
written by Alexandre Dumas as a story to go along with the stories of the Three Musketeers?
And portrayed by Leonardo DiCaprio in the movie.
Correct, but many years before that, like 300. But did you notice the striking similarities to this week's episode and the themes of said Man in Iron Mask story, including twin brothers separated at birth, one possibly killed or hidden, the other having, you know, bringing back in the
Yeah.
picture for power?
There was a lot of similarities. And what I was saying before, Man in the Iron Mask was different because they successfully put the king that was in hiding
Right.
in power. And obviously that didn't happen in this episode. But yeah, I saw
I
the
feel like this was
similarities.
totally a shout out to that, though. Like
Oh,
this week,
yeah.
the character, obviously, the deformed brother who was in hiding was Philippe, which is also the character name in the Musketeers, or in the Musketeers,
Iron Mask.
and the Man in the Iron Mask. You know, and there's just a lot of like crossing over of that, which I thought
Yeah.
was really cool. I'm glad they, you know, incorporated that as part of their story. That they're
Yeah.
still holding true to the initial values of the Musketeers and the stories that we know, you know, and tributes to Alexandre Dumas and his writing.
Exactly.
But still also keeping it fresh to the new time and, you know, keeping it interesting and just not regurgitating stories.
Right. And even if you didn't know that story, you weren't like lost or anything like that. You don't need to know it, but it's cool when you can be like, oh yeah, that's like that.
Oh yeah, that's totally a shout out.
Exactly.
And I felt that way when they had the first episode, because like the first episode was just straight out of the book.
You were like this is going to happen next.
I was
and
like,
then
I knew it was going to happen before it
That's
happened
her
because
name.
I'm so familiar with the stories.
Yeah.
So I was really glad that they did it close enough that I still knew what was going on, and I was like, oh yeah, and then it was still far enough away that I was like, well, wait, what's going to happen here? What's
They
up with that?
threw a little twist at
Yeah,
you.
just enough. And I like the interesting layers of this episode.
Yeah.
Okay, so D'Artagnan and Aramis, say that 5 times fast, are going off on a mission from the Cardinal to receive a mother and a baby.
Yeah.
They don't know why. They don't really care. Well, D'Artagnan cares. Aramis is, don't get involved.
He's a soldier. He's a musketeer. He's like, this is an assignment. I don't ask questions. I just do it.
Yes.
D'Artagnan's a little green.
He's new.
He's new.
He wants to know the deets and see what's going on.
Of course, I would too.
You're nosy, though.
Why are we going to pick up some random baby?
Listen, I from the beginning, I was like, who sent them? Like, when I found out that it was the Cardinal,
Yeah.
I knew something was weird.
Of course.
Something was a little bit sketch.
If it's the Cardinal, something always has a different meaning.
Right? Why?
or,
Why?
hidden
Why,
agenda.
why does he care? Like
Exactly.
that. I would feel like as D'Artagnan, like that, I would want to know because the Cardinal's the one that sent us.
I was wondering what was going to happen, but I did not realize where it was going to go.
Did
Eventually.
Did you have a moment when you figured it out?
Yeah. But it was more I figured it out because of the scenes with the king's mother.
So, like, did you figure it out when the mother was walking to the house where the baby was being held?
I think I forgot my notes tonight, and I probably would have known the exact moment, but I figured it out before that. I think it was more, I don't know if they were talking like in the palace or I don't know, but it was like,
well, there was the overlapping
I'm
story
connecting the
that
dots.
was going on where the priest Duval, was telling the Cardinal everything that he knew and had his book with all the information, the records and all that, and was telling him that. So that's who we meet in the beginning. We meet Priest Duval.
Yeah.
Although we don't know that it's Priest Duval at first. We think it is, and then that guy gets killed by the kidnappers, who's played by David Burke. And then we find out that Priest Duval actually was hiding under the stairs in his job, and he later shows up. Because at first I was like, wait, isn't he dead? Oh yeah, he was the one that was hiding under the stairs.
He was the one hiding.
And not the one that actually killed.
I would have hid too, I'm sorry.
Well, it is what it is. It's fine.
It's fine.
Sometimes you
but
just gotta
the
hide.
kidnappers take the baby.
They do. Poor Agnes, who
They
we
put
meet.
him in that basket. That must have not been comfortable.
I was so weird that that was even a thing. It was like a
I mean, how do you
backpack sling
carry a baby on a horse?
with your arm? Okay,
don't know.
fine. Well, Amy Nuttall, thanks for showing up this week as Agnes. We appreciate you.
She was good.
Yeah, I liked her.
I liked her a
She was
lot.
in Downton Abbey as well.
Oh,
So,
really?
Yeah.
I'll have to look it up.
You should.
I will.
You can always tell, like, with a lot of these shows, I feel like this is becoming like the House or the Grey's Anatomy of England. It's like all these people that are in all
You
these.
just like rotate between all those shows.
You always watch like Grey's Anatomy or House or something. You're like, oh, that's that guy from the other show. Or
Yeah.
like you've seen them on other shows and they just appear as a one-time procedural guest.
That's going to be like this.
Well, and that's what with like J.J. Fields a couple weeks ago was
Yeah.
Mars. Like I was super stoked about that because he was on Turn and a few other shows and he's a great actor. So they're like some of these
Why
people
not
are.
keep it in the family?
Why not? I feel like that's the
I don't
same
know
thing
what
with
family it is,
with like
but-
with the Harry Potter family. Like
Yeah.
if you were in Harry Potter, like you're somebody in England because like everyone who's anyone, all the A-lists were in Harry Potter.
Oh. Well, they were not A-list in the beginning.
A lot of them were A-list in the beginning.
Really?
Are you kidding me? Maggie Smith's been A-list for like
Oh, I'm talking
50
about like
years.
the three main ones. They
Oh,
were
the
like
kids? No,
discovered
I'm
in
talking
like a
about,
cafeteria.
The professors and the parents and
for-
the other character
definitely.
actors.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the three kids who were. They don't count. They're kids.
Not the three main
anyway,
characters.
We're getting
They
off
don't
topic.
count at all.
No, they're
Really
who
off
cares
topic.
about Harry Potter and the Harry Potter movies?
No.
All right, let's get back on task.
Okay.
Okay, so how did you like Aramis busting that shot in the jump on the fly and getting the guy holding Agnes hostage who was about to slit her throat?
I mean, he's skilled. He's pretty. I mean, he's not too hard to look at, and he's got some skills.
He's not too hard to look at.
He's not.
Okay, so we find out that her husband's dead,
Yes.
even though she tries to attack Aramis because she thinks Aramis is one of the people who's trying to kidnap her. But this is like the start of their budding relationship.
You could tell there was a moment right in the beginning.
Yeah.
You locked eyes with Aramis.
What's Aramis? You lock eyes with Aramis and you're done.
It's done. Deal.
Deal sealed.
But she opened up to him really quickly. Obviously, he was, trying to help her and all that jazz. But you got to see who she was, and her husband died, and she was the caretaker for her husband because he was deformed.
Correct.
And they fell in love.
Well, she was scared of him at first, and she said that she found that he was really trustworthy, and
he had a kind soul.
Yeah, he had a lot of good things. What I wrote, he had a kind heart, and they were married in secret, and then they had a child, Henry.
And then
they walked together, and people made fun of them.
And that's when he was beaten to death, when they finally decided to go public as a family.
It's interesting that happened after they went public.
I know. It was sad.
It is sad. But you know what's not sad is the Queen Mother showing up at the castle. The king's out doing his little hunting thing with Treville and Athos.
I love the king. The king is growing on me so
much. He's such a child.
It's
and he's
amazing.
got the big toothy smile, and he's like, "Grr," and he's really happy all the time.
But his little mood swings and temper tantrums are amazing.
When he wanted to go hunting later, and Cardinal couldn't tell him.
What did he say?
The king's so boring. Oh, this is so unfair. And he slams his door.
I loved it.
What are you, 12?
Literally, he is. And that's why there's this whole plan from his mother to kind of take to overthrow, because she thinks he's a child and can't handle anything and a bad ruler.
Treason. We'll have no such talk here at AfterBuzz TV.
I would never speak of that.
Good, because you lose your head.
Oh, crap.
That's really what happened to Liz. She lost her head.
She was treason.
Treason done.
Treason done.
I am a relentless tyrant here at AfterBuzz TV, and that's how I roll.
We will not overthrow Louis.
All right, so Marie, the Queen Mother, played by Tara Fitzgerald. I loved her.
She was
on it. Manipulating.
Because I did not like her, and that means she did a good job.
I feel like every week the Cardinal is pretty much on it, and that's his role. And he's very manipulative and always knows what's going on. I feel like the Queen had him a couple times for a minute, just
he didn't know.
He wasn't sure.
Yeah, he didn't know what to say. She stopped him in his tracks a couple times, and he's like, "Wait, whose side should I be on right now to better my standing?" And I don't know what to decide. And he kind of always has his path.
Always preset.
Exactly.
And I love the part when she was having cake with him and. Listen, in an hour, my troops will be here. You have 1 hour to decide whose side you're going to be on. You can be on my side, or you can be dead. Would you like some cake?
Yeah. Would you like some cake? I laughed at that part, too.
I just totally... He was flabbergasted and didn't know what to say.
Which is so unlike him. That's so not the Cardinal. He always is, very thought out and knows what's best for him. Because he's always me with him.
Well, so I think... this is a little bit of a hint as to things that will potentially happen with the Cardinal later. Yeah. Because I feel like Milady had similar powers.
It's just as
cunning and as manipulative, as smart.
Yep.
And I think that, she knows him better than the Queen does. So
she knows how to play him.
I think that's going to be an issue later.
Where was she? We need her back.
She's been hiding. She's been watching from the shadows.
She's been planning something big, and I can't wait to see what it is.
I hope when she comes back that they explain. If she's been doing something, it's not just she just shows up again. After you know what I mean? There's a justification for her absence. That's what I want to see.
Okay, she was in Spain undercover.
Right, she went and did something for the Cardinal, or she was doing something for herself. It doesn't matter who it was for or what it was.
Just some explanation of where she's been all this time.
3 seconds. Hey, I was off in Spain. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Great. That would make me feel better about.
Hopefully, she'll be
absence.
in next episode.
I didn't see her in the previews.
That is true.
That is true. All right, let's get back to Vincent.
Yes.
And Simon Morellis showing up as well.
Yeah, he did a good job too. I didn't like him either.
We love the villains. I loved her outfits in this, though. Her outfits reflected her mood, and
whoever does the costume design is spot on.
They had the one with the beads around the neck, which is very much like your necklace.
I planned it, guys.
Look at that! Look at that! And then the other one where she's got the high spikes around her neck with the high hair updo
at the end.
Yeah, when that was my
amazing.
Queen, I'm rolling into court power outfit.
I am ruling this country from here on out. That's what she dressed like.
That was my power outfit for sure.
Definitely.
All right, so she shows up, and we learn with her showing up that she was actually banished from the French kingdom, and if she ever returned, they were going to kill her.
he was going to behead her. And he's like, crap, Mom, now I actually have to do it because you showed your face again.
God,
he's like
Mom,
whining. He's like, God, why did you come? Now I have to behead you. I was like, this is ridiculous. And then the cardinal was like, I don't think that's a good idea. Talks him down a little bit.
Whoa, simmer down.
Simmer down now.
So, Lou, just calm down. It'll be okay.
Let's talk this out.
We're going to talk about it. But we found out that the reason that she had been banished was because she tried to commit treason and overthrow him. But also in the episode, she tries to like make amends and apologizes and really...
I never bought it for 1 second.
Well, and Queen Anne is totally in on it. Like, I'm sorry, totally in on the fact of the mother trying to apologize. Mm-hmm. So do you think that there's something between them that we don't know about?
I don't think so. Do you think Queen Anne was buying her story? Is that what you're saying?
Well, either buying her story, A, or B, that the Queen Mother and Queen Anne, like, maybe already have something worked out where, you know?
No, because I don't think the mother would split anything with her. And if she's not, if her husband's not king, what is she?
Nothing.
Exactly.
A lowly peasant girl.
But then she could be with Aramis.
She could be with Aramis.
Oh my God.
That'd be even better.
All right, we're getting ahead of ourselves. But
no, we're not. This is all part of the plot. It's a secret, like, plot that we don't know about that's going to happen.
I never bought her sincerity of, I'm apologizing, please. I just want a relationship with you. I'm your mother. I love you. Never bought it.
And she was trying to be his mother and his father. And, like, she was trying to protect him.
He's tearing up. I'm like, Louis, come on now.
And then they had a misunderstanding, a.k.a. treason.
Yeah, I like that line.
And then she felt guilty for burdening him with everything that happened.
Because he was so young, and I was just trying to help you.
He's still like a child.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. She didn't do a good job. Thanks a lot, Queen Mother. You
and then
it.
His mom like takes Queen Anne's hand and was like, when you have a child, you know, you'll understand. And then Queen Anne made a comment like, if I have a child. What did you think about that?
I feel like the king is gay.
Okay.
Like, I feel like
I wrote that down and I was like, what is the hidden meaning behind that comment?
I feel like the king is gay. Like, I feel like some of the tendencies he has, he's very flamboyant in the way that he acts. And I don't know if that's intentional or if that's just Ryan Gage's perception of being a French king.
Or he's just, like, literally a teenager.
But, like, I feel like it comes across. Okay. Like I said, that he's, like, not into women.
He's definitely, like, scared of his wife.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, she's a fox. I mean, what up, Alexander Darling? Hey.
Come on.
Thanks for following us on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe. That thought crossed my mind.
That was going through my mind this whole episode.
Okay. We'll see what happens.
In a totally hetero way.
Okay.
Straight up.
We're buying that. No, really.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, so we find out that the baby is being held in the city.
I know.
Like,
D'Artagnan follows
them, and he's like, I'll meet you at Constance's house. So Agnes and Aramis go back to Constance's house. Constance and Agnes have a moment talking about, you know, everything, what it means to be a mother. And this is an interesting dilemma throughout this episode because we find that Constance is having these affections towards a baby. It's like making her want a baby. But her husband is nowhere to be found ever. So
she wants to have a baby with D'Artagnan. Let's just put it out there.
Literally.
Yeah.
Let's just call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like that's the hints that we're getting as well.
I mean, I hope it happens.
How long till the husband's gone?
I don't know.
In this season or next season?
I think they're going to kiss in this season.
I think so too.
I don't think their relationship is going to really develop until next season.
Who's often the husband?
Someone third party.
it won't even be shown. It'll be so insignificant that he'll get killed like doing trading.
She'll like cry for one scene, and then D'Artagnan will be there to comfort her. Done.
Deal sealed.
Again.
Baby made that night.
Yes.
On his tomb. What is this?
Why?
Game of Thrones?
Why are you throwing that in there? That was unnecessary.
We're getting all Game of Thrones on this. This is a little bit sketchy.
Oh gosh.
Okay, no, that's not gonna happen.
No.
But I feel like she wants a baby.
She does. She does want a baby. She mentions, like, there was one part, I think, when she's carrying her at the end, and D'Artagnan turns to her and was like, you didn't want to give him up. And she was like, no. So she's not hiding it either.
Nope. You women and your babies.
Don't look at me.
I'm just calling it what it is. All right, and I like this part too, again, with Aramis, because we haven't really gotten a lot of his story.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we know he's a lady killer.
Obs.
We know that. And we know that he kind of gets what he wants anytime he wants.
But that's where it ends with him. Like, he just has these relationships one after the other, and they don't really go any deeper. And we find out why. He was heartbroken when he was 16. Poor Aramis. Scarred him for life. But this episode, I feel like he
was trying to make a deeper connection.
He's realizing, oh, maybe I want more than just like these one night stands. I want like a family. I want a relationship.
Don't do it, Aramis.
Don't tell him that.
I'll tell him whatever I want to tell him.
Aramis, you go marry your love of your life.
Listen, as bros, Aramis, don't do it. Let's be real.
I'm not even going to comment.
Keep playing the game, sir.
I mean, he's pretty good at it.
He is a champ. All right, so, and he says in this part that, you know, you need to tell me things because you need to trust me, and I'll tell you stuff also. But there needs to be that level of trust because, you know, he's sworn basically now to protect her.
Yeah.
Doing the justifiable musketeer thing, which is taking care of her. And even though he tries to do it in secret.
Yeah.
And I love the part where Treville's like, I can't come with you. I've got paperwork. Hours
like
and
for 2 hours.
And I'm just going to be facing the wall with the lights off. Don't go doing anything stupid now.
I love it.
Clearly a hint.
I love Treville. He's one of my favorites.
Yeah?
I do.
Tell me why.
Because the 4 look up to him so much.
But they also look up to Athos.
But even more, they look up to, I think Athos looks up to Treville. So it's just kind of like a, you know, ladder.
Chain.
Yeah.
And he's been around the longest. He was talking about when he was there when the queen tried to overthrow the king.
Right.
So how long ago was that?
He just holds himself in such a great manner. But I like him.
I like that he's honest with the king.
Yeah.
He's the only one that tells the king the truth.
Exactly. I like him.
Yeah.
I want a love interest for Treville.
Yeah?
That would be fun.
That would be very interesting. I feel like it would cloud the judgment of something. Like it'd affect the mission somehow. And the
There you
Musketeers
go.
would have to make a
There's
decision.
an episode.
It practically writes itself, BBC
Producers,
America.
tell us if that's coming up.
No, don't tell us. I want to be surprised.
I want to know if we're right.
Well, I told you before, Jessica Pope was like shouting out about how much she loves our predictions. And a lot of
She
people
tweeted me this week.
Yeah, and a lot
Love
of
her.
people were talking about also like how much they love listening to our show because obviously the whole season's out.
They
We
already
could
know.
watch the whole season if we wanted
But
to.
that's not fun, guys.
But that's not fun. So it's like fun for us to like guess, but I think it's fun too for people who've
It's more
seen
fun
it.
for them because they're like,
"What?"
you are so wrong.
God, I hate being right all the time though, so it's kind of fun to be wrong sometimes.
I caught on to that.
Yeah, see how I stroked my ego there in that one? All right, so I liked Vincent also this week in his basically, I don't know if there's something going on with him and the queen or he wants there to be because there's that moment where he like tries and she's like, you overstepped
I think
your bounds.
he wants that. She just wants to use him in her plot to gain power. And once she was queen again, cut him loose.
Maybe.
For sure.
Well, he's in trouble now anyway. But so we get that with his showing up and basically like, how dare you Musketeers? He's talking a bunch of smack to them. And you know, I thought you were trying to protect women. And they almost start a fight with him there. And then when they're leaving and escorting the queen back out, they get ambushed by these people. But they find out that the ambush was fake.
Yeah.
Set up. Nobody got shot.
It was like there
The
no
worst assassins
there was no
ever.
ammunition. It was just like
Yeah, they just shot gunpowder. It was fireworks, basically.
yeah. So what does that mean?
That-
It was all part of her plan.
It was her plan. I think it was
to get
definitely
back
her
to
plan.
the palace because she knew that he was going to be like, no, I don't want you.
My mother was almost killed. Oh, my God.
Let's protect her. And now she's back in the palace where she wants to be to execute her plan.
And she even approaches the cardinal and asks him to speak to the king on her behalf. And also that she always liked him, even when he was
She
against
plays
her.
everyone.
Listen, we should be allies.
And that's when the cardinal's like, wait, what is this woman
This
saying?
entire season could have gone such a different direction if you would have said yes.
He never did, though.
Which is interesting, but it's also interesting that, like, do you feel like he sees her as a threat? Because as an ally, He could have even more power than he does now.
You think? I think Louis is stupid enough
he would lose it, yeah.
Yeah, that he manipulates Louis because he's so stupid. I'm sorry, he is. I felt really mean saying that.
God,
but
you're so stupid. Listen,
but if she
Ryan
was
Gage
in
isn't
power,
stupid. King Louis is stupid.
Exactly. That's what I meant, Ryan Gage.
Yeah.
If she was in power, he couldn't manipulate her as much.
No, he's done. His days are numbered.
Right.
Probably for the best then.
So it's better if Louis stays where he is.
He has a particular interest in everything that's going down on this, and the baby.
That poor baby.
I know. Well, so we get about the information about the husband, and we find out where the baby is, and this is where Constance decides she wants to help. She becomes the wet nurse.
I was like, they're really gonna do this. They're really gonna send her in.
Yep. They went there.
I liked it. She handled herself.
She handled herself very well when the guy was hitting on her, and he's like, "Oh, I heard you were a handsy one. Don't touch me," and smacks him.
Yeah.
And then she wipes her hand off on her shirt.
Yeah.
Like, ew, gross. You're greasy.
And then she walks in, and the woman's like, "Who are you?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm new."
Well, the thing that's funny is they like tried to totally make her boobs look as big as they could, but they're still not very big. So like, I feel like all the other wet nurses would be like busting out of these things.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, hey, I'm new."
I'm new. It's fine. Don't pay attention to me. But I love when they had like a plan of how many times she like.
Yeah, there's 9 people inside.
Yeah, so that's how many times she did the blanket outside the window.
When they also figure out what window they're in too, so like where the baby was in the house.
It's a good little plan.
Yeah, look at them until the queen shows up. And again, this is the part where like the whole plot was revealed.
Oh.
It was really straightforward at that point. And I was like, oh, this is totally the Man in the Iron Mask, and it's actually, her son. It's just his grandma, so it's really a prince. And if the king's gone, then he's in charge. And that also gives her power until he's of age.
Right.
She becomes queen regent at that point.
And then, he would take over when he was old enough.
And she would raise him to be anything she wanted him to be. Or he'd be dead.
I was like, or she'd kill him and continue being queen.
Yes, I don't think she'd do that. She'd be easier to kill her current son, King Louis, and get him out of there, and then figure it out in the next 18 years.
True.
Until then, I was wondering when it was all going to go down when the queen. I was hoping it was going to go down when the queen was in there.
Oh yeah.
Because the Musketeers are like on different missions, and then this is where they meet up.
I love when they look over and they're like, "Huh?
Huh?
What are they doing here?"
Hey guys.
And I love their hiding out. They're like in the middle of the street.
They're just standing there.
Like, everyone can see you. But whatever.
They were around the blanket a little bit. There was all the red cheats that were going on in the house, and
I don't know about that.
I wonder what the significance of that was. I was thinking about that, where like in the town, where they were like drying and hanging the big red cloths. Like I don't know.
It was colorful.
It was very colorful
and looked pretty.
Guys at home, thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us on AfterBuzz TV, awesome. If you're on iTunes downloading our podcast, even better. So we want to know what you think about where the baby was hidden and what the significance of those red cloths were and that were in and around the house.
What if there was no significance?
There might not have been, but I feel like everything in TV
means something.
There's something.
Because everything has to be decided on, and so the reason for the decision had to be something.
Right, and a lot of times they say, hey, let's do this because it's similar to this, which was part of the story. It's the part of the original Musketeers storyline that we missed, and there was something in there.
Maybe.
There's a lot of reasons that they do things like that, that somebody who gets paid a lot more money than we do
knows and can tell us.
Absolutely. So let us know. Thanks for tuning in. Give us a 5-star rating on iTunes as well.
5 stars.
Check out one of our other, 100 other after shows here at
So many.
AfterBuzz. Oh my God.
So many.
We're in 100 countries. Did you know that?
Really?
We get 27 million weekly downloads at AfterBuzz TV.
That's amazing.
And we do it all for your 5-star ratings. That's all we want. Comment on us, send us Twitters. At Kate Aquillano, at RyanHooks92.
Simple.
Done.
Deal.
All right, let's move right along.
Okay.
All right, so this is the point where everything is figured out. The Father of all, like I said, comes and tells the cardinal, and only he finds that the queen knows also.
Yeah.
He also goes and tells Treville, which it's good to see the cardinal and Treville working together again.
I like that because you know that they did a lot in the past, and then there was kind of some years where they did not trust each other, and I don't think they completely trust each other now.
But they work together. They work
together. They work well. I like that scene.
They have a common goal.
Exactly.
At least, if nothing else, of maintaining France. Maintaining the kingdom. Obviously, the cardinal has more in mind than what Treville does. I don't think Treville wants that.
No, he just wants to do his job and do it well. And Cardinal sometimes has a different agenda.
He does.
Yeah.
So the Musketeers go in and save the baby. And
Constance
kicks some butt. Henry and his mother, rather.
Yes.
Yes, there you go. Agnes are reunited. You know, she talks about how much she really loved Philippe and how she'd always be faithful to him, even though Aramis is just being a straight lady killer.
Aramis is like, you know that he would want you to move on. He doesn't want you to be alone. But he's like also thinking of himself in this situation. Like, I want to be the one you move on with.
Yeah.
That's almost like what he's saying.
Let's go move on and see how it feels.
Kind of.
Just once, just to see how it feels.
That's what he's kind of alluding to.
Pretty straightforward, Aramis.
He can do it, though. He can pull that off.
You think she'll be back? I didn't look to see if she's in other episodes.
I don't think she will.
No?
No.
She's gone? Mm-hmm. Vincent's in jail. How about the Queen Mother?
Oh, she'll be back.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. For sure.
I'm going to make a note of that, Kate Aquillano, and say
I'll make a note of it.
Since you have such a blank page over there.
King's mom will be back. Done.
Done. All right.
I'll even date it.
I don't even know what today's date is.
28th.
It's July, maybe?
It's July.
Okay, good.
Good job.
For now.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the point where they have to take Agnes and the baby Henry to the cardinal, and Treville's doing paperwork. And then also the king comes in, and this is when he's going to go hunting, and this is where there's a little fit.
It's the best.
And I love this part because I feel like there was like a moment between the Queen Mother and the cardinal in and around the king, and he has no idea what's going on.
He's so naive.
Why don't you, for the best interest of France, stay inside?
Yeah.
Oh, nobody has to tell you what to do. You're the king.
They're playing off each other, the cardinal and the queen, like amazingly in their little snide ways. He has no idea.
And I like the part when he makes the comment about the fangs.
What one was?
When the cardinal, after King Louis slams the door, and he's like, "It's so unfair." And then he makes a comment to her about the fangs, and he calls her grandmother. Like, what big fangs you have?
Yeah,
the Red Riding Hood joke there.
That was good.
Grandmother.
Oh, grandmother.
What big fangs you have.
That was good.
But it's good. It's like the jig is up. Like, we know what's going on. So this is when she makes the deal offers and all that.
Yeah.
But then
she goes to get changed into her
regal
attire
headpiece.
Yeah.
All right. So with Aramis gone, he doesn't tell the boys where he's going.
But
they find him anyway.
They find
where else are you gonna go when you're trying to get out of town quick?
You're gonna go to this bridge.
Apparently,
that's where you go.
That's where you go. And then they show up and they're like, "Listen, you should have told us. We were gonna help you."
Yeah, there's like that little moment, like, you should have told us. This is really naughty. We're just kidding. We were gonna help you all along.
Got you, Aramis.
Athos tries to keep that like straight face. And he's like, "We love you. We couldn't do that to you."
Well, that's one of the things I like about the Musketeers as a whole. It doesn't matter what they're doing. Like, it doesn't matter if they're all doing something bad or something good. They're all doing it together.
They say all for one. Was it next episode they say that?
Perhaps.
They haven't said it yet. I can't wait.
We'll see.
Next episode.
But I like that, though. Like, regardless of... They make decisions and they do it together regardless of if they agree or disagree. That is the right thing to do.
They just have each other's back no matter what.
Right. And that's great because I feel like that's going to come into play later where there's going to be something on the line and someone's going to do something that's going to get him in trouble. But it's for the best of his friends.
Yes.
Not himself.
Right. It's their family. He says that, like...
At the end, you have your own family already.
Yeah. That's so sweet.
And it's growing because now the Constance rode out with him.
I loved it.
Do you think it's going to grow even more? Will we get another adage later?
Not yet. I think they got their little posse going for right now. I don't think they need any additions.
No, 5 is good for right now?
For right now.
Okay.
We can add in another lady sooner.
5 strong alliance is all you need to win the votes? Mm-hmm. That's a Big Brother reference.
They have, like, I don't know anything about Big Brother. But then they have, like, Treville as, like, an honorary member, too.
He's the king member.
But I mean, like, of their, like, family unit. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so they're basically at this dockyard, and they're hiding, but then Vincent shows up with his posse, of course, pays the boatman, like, 3 times as much money, and Aramis like, remind me next time I'm going to bribe somebody to bring more
money.
Guys, sorry, I screwed up. I only brought him 5 pence.
So now they have to have this elaborate
plan. He points him out. And I love when he's, like, of all the people, like, I don't see Athos being the one that's, like, the drunkard who, like, tastes the brandy.
I know.
And they're like, Athos, come on, seriously right now?
I thought it was funny.
I thought it was, too, because, like,
and then when Porthos is like, oh, we're going to waste this. Such a waste. That was cute, because you're like, okay, he's the one that would actually want to drink this whole thing.
I actually it was weird when I was watching the scene. I was like, how cool would it be if they took one of these barrels and put the baby in it and like snuck it across? Like, that's what I was thinking. And then they blew
I didn't like their plan.
No?
The fake, throw the baby into the water. They gave up on that baby real quick. You'd think someone would jump into the river and, like, try and save it.
Have you been in the water in England?
I don't know. But it's a child being thrown into a river. You'd think there'd be a little more effort.
Well, I feel like if there was a child that was thrown in the water, they would have floated for a little bit longer than what it did.
Well, it worked. Whatever.
How terrible was that?
It was bad.
I mean, how bad did you feel for Agnes?
I thought she would figure it out. Like, I thought she was just acting, like, but she'd be like, oh, like, they took care of it. But she really didn't.
Well, and that was all part of Aramis' plan. He's like, I'm sorry,
but, like, to put that mother
this.
through that.
That's what I'm saying.
That's horrible.
Right? No wonder she didn't
I'm not even a mother, and I would freak out.
No wonder she didn't invite him. Sorry, Aramis, you're not coming because you fake killed my baby.
Exactly, but he did it to save his life.
And we know that, and that's so true. Everything he was saying to her that she didn't understand, he knows. If she stayed, they're going to kill you.
He gave her a reality check.
You're going to get poisoned or you're going to get stabbed.
No, maybe I can live in the palace. And he's like, no, you die the first day.
Yeah, they'll stab you or they'll poison you or they'll hang you or all the above.
Yeah.
All at once.
Yeah.
And then your son will be raised basically lied to his entire life. He'll never know what's true and what's not true.
Yeah, it's better not to be king, sadly.
They definitely had the best route. It's unfortunate that all the paperwork got burned because I would love to see that come back up 10 years later.
I think it's good kept quiet.
Probably.
Let him have a normal life. And her.
Yeah, what's normal? What's normal? Die a penniless existence and you could have been the king.
You don't know, they could have a happy, long life.
Well, Aramis gave him a stack of gold, so...
They have a nice little cushion to get started.
Not getting by. All right, so with everything that happened this week, did you have a favorite part?
Like I said, I think a lot of the king's parts, I like that he grew on me so much in this episode. I was like, you're so naive and stupid, but I kind of, like, you're so endearing.
Just adore you,
and you're just, like, adorable.
Well, and I think they're doing that intentionally. Like,
yeah.
In shows like this that are procedural, there's always a comic relief. Mm-hmm. There's a serious nature to the fact that the Queen Mother basically tried to kill him again, mm-hmm. or wanted to basically take over the throne. But he's just having fun, just being the king.
Right.
Going hunting, doing king stuff.
Yeah.
Hanging out.
Yeah.
His mom tying his shoes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all I wanted to know. If you had a favorite part this week.
That's good.
Okay. So again, my favorite episode.
For sure.
For sure.
Prediction.
Are we ready for predictions?
Predictions. Now, your AfterBuzz.
Oh, we got flashy lights?
What?
Yes, I love when there's flashy lights. And I love whispering like this.
It's creepy.
Because it goes with the music.
It's creepy.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, dun, dun. My predictions, Milady.
Returns.
Yes. Constance continues to kick some butt.
Gets better with age.
Yeah. That's it.
Nothing.
The ladies are going to rule in episodes to come. Ladies
rule and boys drool.
I mean, you said it, I didn't.
Listen, I'm just repeating what you said.
Uh-huh.
I'm just reiterating for the fans. So they showed a lady in next week's episode who's probably the week's procedural character. Mm-hmm. And I'm interested to see what happens with her because there's a bunch with the cardinal and religion, like, women empowerment and like burning books and...
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, so...
It'll be interesting.
I hope that it gets crazy. And I hope Aramis saves a lady that he has a thing for.
We'll see.
I think he will. That blonde was pretty cute.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We're going to find out next week, though, here at AfterBuzz TV, when we will be back to our regular time of Sunday nights, recapping the Musketeers on BBC America. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Yell Teagle, we'll see you next week. Elizabeth Maui, we miss you. Kate Aquillano, tell the fans where they can find out more about you.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Kate Aquillano. Hard last name, it's Aquillano. And you can watch me on the Young and Hungry AfterBuzz show on Wednesday nights. What about you?
I watch you on the Young and Hungry AfterBuzz show.
It's fun, right? We have a special guest this Wednesday.
Oh, snap. Yay. You can find me at RyanHooks92 on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. And I'm also on Big Brother. Boom. Every Thursday night. get an eviction
Tune
here on
in.
AfterBuzz TV. It is a hot, hot show.
I still didn't get that reference, but sure.
We get all kinds of gossip on that show.
All right.
Because it's reality, and I love reality.
Oh, geez.
Guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. For Kate, I'm Ryan. Later.
Bye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.